Would you like to play some Fruitball? Of course I would, Horace. Hey everybody, this is RRPG, and welcome to another episode of RRPG's Let's Play with Kingdom Hearts Birth by Sleep on the PSP. In this episode, we're going to be talking about the two mini-games, Fruitball and Ice Cream Beat, explore the sewers in Disney Town, and hopefully try to make our way up to Rumble Racing. We'll see on time. But anyway, here we are with Fruitball, and basically it's kind of similar to Dodgeball, but you're trying to shoot the pieces of fruit at your goal, at your opponent's goal to score points. So has a little bit of, I guess you could say, dodgeball, soccer, just anything. And you do have a time limit of 3 minutes to see who can get the most points. And after you do complete the game, and if you won, you can earn different opponents that you can fight against. But I think there's like only 3 or 4 different types of opponents that you can play against in this minigame. I will go as far as say it's very challenging. I mean, you can do all sorts of things, like you can chuck a piece of fruit at your opponent to incapacitate them, and you could do like a curve shot or a fast shot based on your own skills and what you do. And you can, to try to get the pieces of fruit to your opponent's goal, you can use the analog nub to direct where you want the piece of fruit to go, so that always helps. But as I was saying, this mini game is not all that bad, because it does try to change up things a little bit. Like there will be boundaries that will show up pretty shortly to try to make it harder for both teams to try and make a goal, but you'll see what I mean. And yeah, things are getting a little bit more hectic, because, like right there, there's that's a little boundary right there that they add in just for some challenge, so it prevents it from being quite stale and repetitive. As I was saying, this game is not all that bad, but I think it gets harder when you unlock the different people you can fight against. And, you know, speaking of which, we're battling against Unversed. How strange is that, since they want to, you know, destroy people and, you know, take the hearts of individuals? That doesn't make any sense. Is anybody else perplexed about that as I am? Oh, and I forgot to mention right here, you need to be careful of banana peels that your opponents will, that the guys who chuck the fruit out will try to make things a little bit harder, and they will make it more difficult for you to stay on your feet to try to block your opponent's shots. And so you need to be careful with that. I mean, some people may think of that as comedic effect, but I almost think of it as cheating a little bit. But, we're about to finish up this game here pretty shortly, and I think we're going to go ahead and we're going to win this, and it's a pretty big score, I will say. And I was being pretty effective with my goals and everything, so, yeah. And as you can see, we can unlock Chip and Dale in the next fight, but we're not going to do that right away, so we're going to go ahead and we're going to move on. And, as you can see, that was one of the mini games, and we can hit debris like this, and hopefully they'll give us some green orbs or money or dealing crystals, but you get what I mean. And there is a Moogle shop, and it's not always bad to go visit those little critters, because they'll always have something new. And we have the Zen Tetsuken ability, and it's a really strong attack for a command, that, if I do say so myself. But you can also see that we could get the payback thing if we didn't buy it. But I would recommend not buying the command styles, because they are pretty pricey. And I just say go ahead and find them when you're in the different worlds, or when you play through the command board minigames, because sometimes you can gain newer ones that you can't even find anywhere else. But anyway, we're now going to be introduced to Ice Cream Beat, which is the second minigame that we can play. And we can play 2 songs right away. And the more we complete the the levels, the more songs that we can score. And this is one of the few times in the game where this game scores in having 60 frames per second in the game. And as you can see, Ice Cream Beat, basically we have to lock on this ice cream machine's cursor on Huey, Dewey, or Louie to see who gets the ice cream. So you can think of this game as its own version of like either DDR or Guitar Hero to try and score points, but you'll see. And I think we're going to play It's a Small World. See, you have to try to be on... You have to hit it like at the precise timing to score more points, so it is pretty tricky. And some of the songs that they bring in this minigame, like the Gummy Ship number 2, that was recycled from the first Kingdom Hearts. So, oh, and right here we need to shoot lots of ice cream when Huey stomps his feet like that. And they do try to mix things up a little bit to try to make it a little bit more difficult based on their actions. But yeah, just make sure you keep your command cursor on those 3, and you should be able to do fine. And we're all done. Let's see how big. Oh, 5 meters and 17 centimeters high of ice cream. My goodness. Whack-a-rooney indeed, Huey. Or Dewey or Louie or whoever's saying that. But, yeah, that's pretty high. But, yeah, that's another one of the mini games that you can play. And another one of the things right here, I mentioned that, you remember the ingredients that you've been getting from those Unversed? Yeah, well, you can bring them here to Disney Town, and you can create different types of ice cream that you can use to, I guess you could heal yourself or give you, like, status abilities. I'm not fully sure because I haven't even tried it yet, but I just don't have the patience to try to get all the ingredients because they do appear at random, and it's really hard to try to attack all those Unversed to give you different kinds because you just want to keep going with the action. And but yeah, so there may be some things that are beneficial towards that aspect, but I'll have to play some more to find out. But anyway, we are now in the sewer system of Disney Town, and we're going to be fighting some Unversed, and we'll try to make our way through this place so we can try to get some of the items that we can't find anywhere else. And those are another type of Unversed. I think they heal. I think they heal its party members when they are close to them, or whenever they are close to dying. So they use their abilities to cast Cure on them. So you want to be sure you want to attack those types of Unversed first. So yeah. And now we're getting back into the... actually... yeah, I was just checking to make sure we didn't have a different Keyblade, because sometimes you want to be sure that you didn't miss out on anything. But yeah, we still have the Treasure Trove Keyblade. I think we're going to be stuck with that for quite a while until we get to the next world where we can get a newer one that we can use, but we'll see. I don't know, maybe you can get one when you're here. I know you can get one after like completing the last track on Rumble Racing, but you'll see. But anyway, we're going to skip ahead on this part because basically how you want to get this thing, how you want to get the gears to work in the sewer is that you want to hit it with lightning. And after trying so many times and trying to hit it, I blindly realized that you need to have thunder at you at all times to get this to work. So, yeah, it kind of left me very frustrated. And you want to make sure that you do have lots of thunder commands in your command deck, like Thunder Surge, for instance. And now we have completed that, and we are going to get the gears moving inside the sewer. So if you wanted to see my full frustration, then you're not going to get it. So I do apologize for those who want to see me in pain and just see me get all pissed off. But and I usually don't swear that much, but hey, piss isn't a swear. But yeah, you can you could probably tell how angry I am when I just blindly learn about that stuff. But anyway, this is some very interesting platforming that we're doing, because trying to get through some of these platforms is required to get some of the treasures here. So, yeah, very interesting. So, make sure if you're playing as like Terra or Vin or Aqua, make sure you have like the air slide ability, so that way you can dash forward and you can gain some more momentum to dash more in case if you're in a tight pinch. So yeah, use that as your advantage to try to get to some of those high platforms when you make it up higher, and you should be able to do yourself good. So yeah, and we got an action recipe, and I think we're going to go ahead and we're going to move back over here, and we're going to move on away from this part of the world. So yeah, some very interesting platforming right here. They try to trick it up to try to knock you over, so you want to be careful. And yes, more of these painful things to fight. But hey, that's all the fun. If you want to grind more, then you're going to need to fight more. So I can let that slide, and I digress towards that aspect. But hey, that's what I said. That's what makes the hack and slash games like this very fun to play. You just want to keep going with the action, and you want to tear up your enemies. So it's very common ever since Devil May Cry, since it was the more popular hack and slash games that revolutionized the genre until like God of War came. And I know some people like God of War. I mean, I personally don't mind it, but it's not anywhere or anything revolutionary. And I still think that games like Bayonetta, like today, like Bayonetta and Darksiders, just puts it to shame. I'm sorry, guys, but that's how I feel. I mean, if you feel otherwise, then I respect your opinion. And you can get through this part, basically. It's a very interesting mechanic, too. It's kind of like playing pinball, but you have to make it all the way to the top. And here we have the slot edge command style. And basically, what that happens is when you try to use that command style on an enemy, you'll have a slot gauge come up. And if you get like 3 in a row, it should do like some extra damage and give you some more like a rare item or money or more green orbs. But you get what I'm saying. But I don't think we're going to waste too much time battling the unversed here, and I think we're going to go ahead. We're going to move over here to get into Rumble Racing, which we'll do in the next episode. So next time on Double RPG Let's Play with Kingdom Hearts Birth by Sleep on the PSP, we're going to be going into Rumble Racing, and then we're going to be completing Disney Town and getting on to the next world. So take care of yourselves, guys, and I'll catch you next time. See you guys then.